From downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Thank you for staying with us this evening. I'm Emily Bloom. Many people will be on the road tomorrow with the holiday weekend coming to an end. And if that's you or somebody that you know, you're going to want to listen up. Meteorologist Matt Gray is here to tell us about tomorrow's Weather Alert Day.
That's right. Weather Alert Day that begins tonight and lasts through the day tomorrow. And this is specifically for those of you, or if you have family, that are traveling over the passes. It is going to be much more benign down to the valleys and lowlands, but you get up into the mountains and things are going to be pretty gnarly tomorrow. Heavy snow. We're also going to see some pretty gusty winds around the region. All area mountain passes. Once again, that is basically already starting. You can see the little orange markers on your screen. Those are our 4 major passes through the major interstates and highways that go in between the inland Northwest and other parts of our greater region. And you can already see we're starting to see some snow fill up in the Cascades and even some light precipitation falling in central Washington and in the northern mountains. So we'll start here where we're already starting to see at least snow, or at least a mix around Snoqualmie and Stevens Passes. These are the 2 that are going to be hit the hardest as we head into tonight and tomorrow. We're also starting to see a little bit of light snow develop around Pend Oreille County and in the Colville area. We have more snow that's going to create a mess on the roads as we get into tomorrow morning. We'll go over that a little bit more and talk more about the timing and when's the best time to get across the passes if you are going to give it a try tomorrow. That's coming up.
Thanks, Matt. Moscow police say that media outlets and members of the public alike have repeatedly asked if the murders of the 4 college students could be connected to other similar cases, specifically a 1999 double stabbing in Pullman and a 2021 double stabbing in Salem, Oregon. In the update released last night, Moscow PD says, quote, while these cases share similarities with the King Street homicides, there does not appear to be any evidence to support the cases are related. In the update, Moscow police revealed that community members have uploaded over 260 digital media submissions to the FBI link on their website. 113 pieces of physical evidence have been collected and sent to the Idaho State Police Crime Lab. And Idaho Governor Brad Little has directed up to $1 million in state emergency funds to the ongoing investigation. Detectives are still asking for the public's help to catch this killer. They are seeking any outside surveillance video, even if it doesn't seem to contain any motion, taken between 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th, in this area that you are seeing right here. That is from Taylor Avenue to West Palouse River Drive and Highway 95 to the Arboretum and Botanical Garden. They are also asking for any tips or video about unusual behavior you might have seen on the night of November 12th and early morning of the 13th, while Kaylee and Madison were in downtown Moscow and Ethan and Xana were at the Sigma Chi House. Any and all tips can be sent to the tip line at .ci.moscow.id.us. That is on your screen right now. And any video or other digital media can be sent to the FBI at fbi.gov/Moscow, Idaho. The University of Idaho is hosting a candlelight vigil next Wednesday, November 30th, to honor the memories of Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee and allow friends and peers to mourn. You can find more information on the vigil at our website, that is kxly.com. And breaking news of a crash on Trent and Pines today. A 2-car crash killed 1 person earlier this afternoon, according to Washington State Patrol. Everyone else was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. WSP says the truck here carried 4 passengers and the other car was an SUV. Washington State Patrol is doing accident reconstruction to figure out the cause of the crash. Crews say to avoid that area if possible. And 7 people were rescued and at least 2 people died this morning when their boat capsized off the California coast. The Coast Guard believes it was a panga boat involved in a human smuggling operation. 9 suspected illegal immigrants were pulled from the frigid Pacific Ocean and 2 died on the shoreline after CPR attempts failed. A 10th person is suspected missing in the water, according to the U.S. Border Patrol. Several agencies, including the Coast Guard, the Border Patrol, San Diego Firefighters, firefighters and lifeguards from both Imperial Beach and San Diego helped in the rescue. The Panga boat involved is a kind of Mexican fishing vessel that has been used before in illegal human trafficking. And Irene Cara, the Oscar-winning singer of the title tracks to Fame and Flashdance, has died at the age of 63. Her publicist announced that late last night. Cara died in her home in Florida of an undisclosed cause. Cara was trained in music, dance, and acting as a child and appeared on stage and on television. Her appearances included PBS and on Johnny Carson's The Tonight Show in the 1970s. She's most well known for her role in the 1980 musical Fame, where she was nominated for 2 Grammys. She then won an Academy Award and a Grammy for her music in the movie Flashdance. Her family asks for privacy during this time. And coming up on 4 News Now that Thanksgiving is over, Spokane is bringing in the holiday cheer with the tree lighting ceremony. We'll take you there next. And with the triple threat viruses spreading aggressively here in the United States, health organizations are calling on the White House to take action. What could be done coming up.
And we're keeping a close eye on the passes, as you can imagine, with the weather alert day for travelers tomorrow. And already starting to see a little bit of snow accumulating on Stevens Pass. We're only expecting mountain conditions to deteriorate from here as we head through the night and into tomorrow morning. We'll have everything you need to know about a busy travel day at the end of this long holiday weekend. That's coming up in your First Alert forecast.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Winterfest.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
What I want people to know about Numerica's involvement is that it's genuine.
I work at a company that supports the community because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
Shop Doorbuster specials all weekend long at More Furniture.
We have the massive savings you've been waiting for.
Shop special hours on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. for great savings and the best selection of our Doorbuster deals and latest arrivals.
The furniture you want for the holidays is all on sale and ready for delivery.
But don't wait. Hurry in for special hours from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. this Sunday.
Preview all Black Friday doorbusters at morefurniture.com.
This is Todd. And this is Sarah.
She's leaving for Paris.
But this isn't your classic holiday rom-com. It's a Nissan Avantage.
Seriously?
Featuring the Nissan Rogue. And more standard power than a CR-V.
This is a love emergency.
Don't let true love or these offers get away.
Get 2.69% APR for 36 months.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline, hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
Here we grow again. Even more fun is headed to Spokane Tribe Casino. You love Caesar Sportsbook, the grill and bar, and larger variety of games we recently added. Gear up for a new food court, a completely smoke-free gaming area, a state-of-the-art entertainment venue, and more. Things just keep getting better. Play the free play Football Frenzy kiosk game Saturdays and Sundays, and you'll win a guaranteed prize of free slot play every play. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
The holiday season is back in Spokane, and people are getting into the holiday spirit, drinking hot cocoa, ice skating, and of course, meeting Santa Claus. Riverfront Park was packed with people as the Numerica Christmas tree lighting celebration kicked off this evening. Our Bronte Sorotsky checked out all the holiday fun.
Well, downtown Spokane is once again full of Christmas cheer, and as you can see behind me, so many people came out to kick off the Christmas season.
It's just fun all around.
Fun was had by many in Riverfront Park Saturday as they skated around, drank hot cocoa, even met Santa Claus.
It was really good. I got a photo with him.
For many, Christmas holds a special place in their hearts.
Oh, absolutely. It's special. Most special time of the year, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. But the reason so many were willing to wait out in the cold Saturday evening was watching the tree light up for the first time of the season.
It's just kind of fun to have all the activities that go on here, as well as watching at 6 o'clock the lights go on.
And as people sipped their cocoa, skated on the ice ribbon, and let Santa know what they want for Christmas, Spokane came together to show off their holiday cheer.
Merry Christmas!
The holiday fun didn't stop with this tree lighting either. The Riverfront Trail of Lights also kicked off and will be around until January. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
You can enjoy a walk through a winter wonderland and experience the holiday lights this season. Riverfront Park on Howard Street is in Spokane, and is hosting the Riverfront Trail of Lights. It launches today and runs through January 2nd. It's free for everyone, so you can bring your friends and your families along.
And we look out now at the tree. Beautiful there in Riverfront Park. It has been a wonderful weekend so far, although it has been quite cloudy, as we see so often this time of the year. That likely not going to change, at least for the start of our day. And really, without it being so congested on the roads as it likely is going to be tomorrow, with many people and people's families heading back home across our mountain passes. Other than that, we would probably say this would be not a weather alert day, but because so many people are going to be on the roads, that's one reason why we've put this together. So, when's the best time to get over the passes if you're going to try and do it anyway, which I would suggest if you can, just go ahead and wait until Monday comes around to try and attempt that, especially if you're headed west. Snoqualmie and Stevens Pass, morning, no matter what, is a no-go. I would not get up early and try to beat any traffic because you're just going to end up being stuck somewhere. The afternoon, probably the best time frame, and then we're going to see some redevelopment of snow as we head into the evening. Passes headed over to the east. Look out on 4th of July passes. Once again, no-go in the morning, slightly improved conditions as we head into the afternoon and the evening, just because we're going to see less snow around. As far as snowfall amounts, we are talking big-time snow in the Cascades. At least 14 inches around Stevens Pass. We could see up to 2 feet on Stevens Pass by the time this is all said and done, as we're getting up on Monday and going to bed on Sunday night. Snoqualmie looking at least 8 inches. We'll probably be in that 8 to 12 inch range. White Pass not looking great either. So it is not going to be fun, especially in the morning, as this cold front that's causing all of this is going to push through. Idaho passes not nearly as much snow, but it is not going to be all that fun either. Look out, even with a little bit of snow, can get a little dicey sometimes, so that's not going to be all that great either. It makes for a very long day between western Montana and Coeur d'Alene. Your passes in the orange markers here. Here comes that cold front later tonight. The peak of the snow here between 3 and about 6 a.m. for Snoqualmie and Stevens passes. And that front, as we head up and get up in the morning around 6 a.m., then our Idaho pass is starting to get it as well. We'll likely wake up to snow or a mix around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene metro. As we head through 8 a.m., things start to clear up a little bit, but look what's happening over in the Cascades. Those snow showers already starting to develop, as we see so many times the backside of these fronts are riding up the mountains, all that moist air. And here, as we head into the evening, there's lots of snow bands up in the mountains, and if one of those gets stuck over one of the passes, well, things could go downhill fairly quickly, even with some time during the middle of the day for crews to help clear things out. In addition to the snow, it is also going to be a very windy morning. We're talking about 30, 40, even 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts. This is about 6 in the morning. It's going to be a very brief window for very windy weather, but it is not going to feel very pleasant out there in the morning. Temperature is going to stay in the 30s throughout the day, falling into the 20s as much colder air arrives. Hey, good news here, though. We will see a little bit of sunshine down in the valleys and the lowlands in the afternoon. Very light snowfall amounts for most places, 2 to 4 inches Sandpoint and around the Palouse. That's about the most we're going to see out of this system. And then very cold air comes in. Look at this, single digits again as we get into Tuesday. Another possible weather alert day as we go into Wednesday. That's because it looks like there is quite a bit of snow on the way to the inland northwest. Wednesday into Thursday, and our wintry temperatures, they're not going anywhere.
Thanks, Matt. And coming up on 4 News Now, a man went missing on his holiday cruise. His family and the cruise line searched for him, ultimately calling on the Coast Guard for help. How long he was in the water and how he's doing now, coming up next. And toy manufacturers may be looking for a holiday miracle. Toy sales this Black Friday are lower than they have been in years. Plus, the record-breaking online shopping this weekend coming up.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
This winter, meet the heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Season of Performance. This winter, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show, but it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long. Now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team is back in action at Cowley Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme Team, brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
It's time to race in for the Black Friday sales event at Crank up your tunes with a new head unit. Plus, get 50% off all subwoofers and base packages starting at $299. Or take advantage of Black Friday markdowns on window tints and remote starts, including install, as well as truck lifts. 50% off. And when you buy 3 rugged new snow tires, get the 4th tire free during the Black Friday sale at Snow's.
When weather hits, the Good Morning Northwest team is ready.
Slippery morning drive.
20 school districts either closed or delayed.
The snow is continuing to fall.
Getting you prepared on Good Morning Northwest. That's what we mean when we say, expect more.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $1,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. Plus, unlock your code to claim $500 Chevy Cybercash. Visit ChevyCybercash.com today.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Lines Insurance at alllinesinsured.com.
A guest on a Carnival cruise ship fell overboard, and the Coast Guard found and rescued the man who tread water for 15 hours until he was airlifted to safety. Here's ABC's Deidre Bolton with the details.
The dramatic rescue captured on camera. The Coast Guard spotting the 28-year-old cruise ship passenger with his head barely bobbing above the water. Frantically waving his arms, hoping to be spotted.
To be out in the middle of the ocean, treading water for upwards of 15 hours, is simply incredible.
The circumstances around the fall still unclear. The Carnival cruise ship Valor first alerting the Coast Guard of a possible man overboard around 2 p.m. Thursday after his sister alerted the ship that he did not return to his room the night before.
We essentially came up with a search plan to kind of systematically cover the ocean looking for the individual who we assumed had fallen overboard with no life jacket. And no means of, keeping himself afloat other than treading water.
He was eventually spotted by a bulk carrier approximately 20 miles south of Southwest Pass, Louisiana.
He did show signs of, shock and fatigue and dehydration. So they ended up meeting emergency medical services stateside, where he was transported to a higher level of care.
In a statement, Carnival says the ship retraced its route to support the search and provided support to the family members who were sailing with him and who remained on board. The ship was released by the Coast Guard and continued its journey to Cozumel. Deirdre Bolton, ABC News, New York.
And 2 local gun stores in Spokane were broken into when a stolen car was used to drive through them. Spokane police are currently investigating the incidents. Suspects broke into Precision Combat Arms on East Trent early on Thanksgiving using a car, and then this morning the store was broken into again in a similar way. Minutes later, someone broke into the gun shop Protection First on Green Street using a car. Now, some local gun shop owners worry that they could be next.
Biggest concern is obviously from a business standpoint of protecting us as an organization, and hopefully that we're not targeted for something like this.
SPD is not releasing any more information about this, but urges anyone with information to contact them. You can find more on how to do that at our website, kxly.com. And new details on a mass shooting at a Walmart in Virginia. Investigators saying they found a note written by the shooter before he killed 6 of his co-workers. CNN's Brian Todd has more.
He just had the gun up to my forehead and yes, it's really hard.
Tonight, chilling new details released by police reveal that the man who killed 6 Walmart employees bought his weapon that very day. City officials say the shooter had no criminal history and that he legally bought the gun he used, a 9mm handgun. Officials releasing screenshots of writings found on the gunman's phone. The title, Death Note. He describes the grievances he had, writing his associates were laughing and mocking him, saying they, quote, gave me evil, twisted grins, mocked me and celebrated my downfall the last day. That's why they suffer the same fate as me. In another part, he writes, quote, I wish I could have saved everyone from myself. My God, forgive me for what I'm going to do. While the gunman spoke of specific people in the note, police say none of them were his victims, and the names were redacted for privacy. CNN reached out to Walmart to inquire if the shooter had any complaints against him or had ever been disciplined or demoted. In response, Walmart said, quote, there is nothing that can justify taking innocent lives. One survivor, a fellow employee, told us earlier this week that she had been warned about the gunman.
I am new, but I heard from the very beginning that he was the one to watch out for.
The city also released the identity of the youngest victim, now identified as 16-year-old Fernando Chavez Baron. Friends say the teen had just started working at the Walmart and used his first paycheck to buy gifts for his mother.
I was hoping everything was a dream until the day I wish he was here standing with me.
With 2 people still in the hospital, dozens gathered Thursday to pray for the victims. As the community struggles to move forward, this survivor can't stop reliving the terror.
The sound of the droplets, it replays and replays and replays and replays and replays of how much blood was coming off the different chairs. It was making a rhythm, and it was one of the most disturbing things. I think we'll never let go of that.
Walmart still hasn't responded whether any disciplinary measures were ever taken against the shooter or if any complaints had been made about him. And Democratic lawmakers and farm groups are scrambling to overhaul an immigrant labor deal before the end of the year. The bill could provide a path to U.S. citizenship for 1 million farm workers, as well as create a more reliable labor force to farmers. Immigrant advocacy groups generally support the measure, as do many farmers who say they struggle to find enough help to harvest their crops. The race to get it through Congress is on before Republicans take control of the House in January. 4 News Now will be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
What I want people to know about New America's involvement is that it's genuine and that we care.
That's why I work at a company that supports the community, because we're a part of it.
It's important to give back to the community you live in. I grew up needing help from the community, so for me to be able to give back has always been so special.
We are truly here to help, and we're passionate about it.
The Black Friday sale is on now, this week, at the Shred Superstore on Division.
Snow, wake, skate, it's time to ride.
Get custom fit in a new pair of ski boots for the season. And check out the great selection of snowboards, like Arbor snowboards, 10% off, or Armada skis, starting at $399. And if you're looking for great Christmas gift ideas, like gloves or goggles, or a new ski or snowboard outfit, Shred's got you covered during the Black Friday sales event at Shred.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight as we soar over city streets. And our fuel economy is ever so wise. This ride's a hoot. Trust us, Toyota sedans.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Because family budgets are already being stretched thin from inflation, more people are using their credit cards to do their holiday shopping. The Federal Reserve says U.S. consumer credit card balances are growing at their fastest pace in more than 20 years. During the pandemic, the majority of consumers stopped using their credit lines or paid off their balances. But now the trend has reversed, with most Americans using almost 22% of their credit card limits. With the busiest shopping weekend of the year underway, some toy retailers say they may need a Christmas miracle. The $39 billion U.S. toy industry logs about half of its annual sales in the weeks leading up to Christmas. But so far, sales are down 3% compared to the same time last year, and stores worry they have too much inventory. With rising costs, it appears consumers are budgeting more carefully for the holiday season this year. America's 2 largest toy companies, Hasbro and Mattel, are counting on a flurry of last-minute shopping to help them reach their bottom line. Some retailer experts predict many consumers will put off their toy purchases until the last 10 days before the holiday. They hope that parents will want to ensure there are presents for the kids under the tree despite the economic turndown. And while in-store holiday shopping numbers aren't available yet for Black Friday, online sales set a new record. Toy sales may be struggling, and a good sign for retailers. Shoppers spent a record $9.1 billion online on Black Friday, according to Adobe Analytics. 48%, or nearly half, of online sales were made over smartphones, which is up 44% over last year. Economists are closely watching this holiday shopping this season to measure the impact of inflation, which leads to higher prices and more frugal spending. The positive numbers for a Black Friday are a good sign for Cyber Monday, which is typically considered to be online shopping's biggest day of the year. And as all those Black Friday shopping sprees come to a close this weekend, the people behind the scenes at an Amazon fulfillment center in St. Louis went on strike. Sarah Maki has the story.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
On Black Friday, a streak of red outlining intentions to strike. These Amazon workers walked out of their shift at the St. Peter's Fulfillment Center, known as STL 8.
They make too much money to treat the employees the way they do.
Demanding higher wages and better working conditions at the 90,000 square foot facility.
Working here is blatantly grueling. We work minimum 10-hour days, moving a lot of weight, moving large amounts of work, and every week the expectations seem to get higher and higher, but the pay stays the same.
Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Amazon estimates 3,000 people work here, many of them calling for a $10 an hour raise. Some protesters telling us that they're concerned about health and safety, telling us that on-the-job injuries are downplayed or written off as pre-existing medical conditions.
All these people down here doing the actual work, literally breaking their bodies, and you're going to hold all the money at the top? I don't think so.
Amazon seemingly downplaying that strike on Friday night, telling us despite a small protest initiated by outside activists, more than 95% of the employees at our facility in St. Peters, Missouri, continued to do what they do every day, deliver for our customers.
Although this is just a fraction of the number of people who work inside of the STL 8 facility, one worker told us that they do have the support of about 700 to 800 of their coworkers who said they would vote to unionize if it came to that.
We're not children, we're not slaves, and we're not robots, so stop treating us like we are.
Workers said they would continue to picket as the next shifts reported for work early Saturday morning.
2 women filed separate lawsuits against Chase and Deutsche Bank on Thursday, claiming they enabled and benefited from the late Jeffrey Epstein's alleged sex trafficking operation. A new law in New York allows adult sexual abuse survivors to sue their alleged abusers, even if the statute of limitations has expired. When Epstein died, he was awaiting trial on charges of operating a sex trafficking ring from 2002 to 2005 and allegedly paying girls as young as 14 for sex. Deutsche Bank denies claims of alleged involvement with Epstein. They will present their arguments in court. And we have more news for you ahead on 4 News Now. In China, COVID cases have been consistently on the rise. How the zero COVID policy in China could also be getting in the way of emergency responders. And next, the White House resists calling triple virus threat an emergency. How that could be holding hospitals back.
And temperatures have stayed in the 30s fairly consistently through the day today. We're expecting that again tomorrow, and much colder air is on the way after lots of active weather that could impact you or your family if you have some travel plans for Sunday. We'll tell you everything you need to know as we kick off the holiday season here this weekend with your First Alert forecast.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
The doctor will see you now. But do they really? Do they see that crick in your neck? That ache in your heart? Will they see that funny little thing that wasn't there last year? The new bounce in your step? The way your retinal scan connects to your blood sugar? At Kaiser Permanente, all of us work together to care for all that is you.
It's a prime-time Plinko party like you've never seen. Qualify in November and win a shot at Plinko cash at the Kootenai Casino in Bonners Ferry. And our Plinko party is just the beginning. Kootenai Falls Lodge midweek room rates are just $79 a night, or just $99 on Friday and Saturday. Rates based on availability. If you like parties, book a November getaway to the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
It's out with Thanksgiving and in with Thanksgetting during the 4-day Black Friday Super Sale at Furniture Row. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Or check out special purchases and save 50% or more. Plus, get 5 years no-interest financing. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices, guaranteed. But hurry, the 4-day Black Friday Super Sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
This is Todd. And this is Sarah.
She's leaving for Paris.
But this isn't your classic holiday rom-com. It's a Nissan Avantag.
Seriously?
Featuring the Nissan Rogue. And more standard power than a CR-V.
This is a love emergency.
Don't let true love or these offers get away.
Get 2.69% APR for 36 months.
The idea of owning a home was a really big dream of mine. It felt kind of like a pipe dream. When I think of a mortgage advisor, I think of someone who is stuffy, not approachable or friendly. But then we went to BECU and I met Lauren. She was like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how you make it happen. This is how you buy a home. And it wasn't scary or overwhelming. Watching my daughter grow up in a home that we own is amazing. My mortgage advisor changed my life and my family's life.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
Tomorrow is a weather alert day, and that means the forecast shows conditions that could impact you and your family's safety. For the details, we're turning things straight over to meteorologist Matt Gray.
And let's take a breath here for a moment, because I know this sounds like a lot, but it really is about people who are traveling across our mountain passes. That is where the issues arise on this weather alert day that is coming up here. Heavy snow, gusty winds up in the mountains. All of our mountain passes, every single one, starting late tonight and going throughout the day on Sunday. It is going to be a really big snow event up in the Cascades in particular, and in fact it is already getting started. Some mountain snow as you head north of Spokane, even seeing maybe a few raindrops or a wintry mix through Grant County, and we're already seeing snow on Snoqualmie and Stevens passes. It is also going to be quite windy. This is all because of a cold front moving in around the metro as we head towards 5, 7, 9 in the morning. That's when we'll see a little bit of snowfall, but it's not going to be a lot. Instead, it's going to be the wind and the wind chill down to the 20s and teens that you are going to feel. So here's what our snow looks like, but obviously the story is up in the mountains. I'll show you those big time snow totals we're looking at and a preview of what looks like a very active weather week coming up.
Thanks, Matt. The Biden administration is resisting calls from pediatric health groups to declare a national emergency because of the triple-demic. Around the nation tonight, the American Academy of Pediatrics and the Children's Hospital Association say cases of the flu, COVID, and RSV are overwhelming the health system. Declaration of a national emergency would give providers additional funding as well as more flexibility from regulations to deal with what they call a, quote, crisis. According to the CDC data, the hospitalization rate in all kids for the week of November 12th was twice as high as any other flu season on record. The White House says the strategic national stockpile has supplies like ventilators and personal protective equipment, but no state has requested them yet. And tonight, around the world, in China, for the third consecutive day, China has set a record for the highest number of new COVID-19 cases since the pandemic began. Health officials report about 35,000 new locally transmitted infections on Friday. CNN's Selena Wang has more on a deadly fire and the rising frustrations over China's zero COVID policy.
Anger is rising and tragedies are mounting, but China shows no sign of budging on zero COVID. Authorities are clamping down with more lockdowns, mass testing, and quarantine, and people are getting more and more frustrated. Adding to the anger is a fire that broke out in the capital of China's far west Xinjiang region on Thursday night. 10 people were killed and 9 were injured in a fire at an apartment building in Urumqi. Most parts of Xinjiang have been under lockdown for more than 100 days. The deadly fire sparked nationwide outrage because widely circulated videos, which have now been censored in China, show that COVID lockdown measures very likely delayed firefighters from getting to the scene. Now, state media claims that people in the compound were allowed to leave the building, that it was considered a low-risk COVID area. But video shows fire trucks unable to get close to the scene because the compound entrance was partially blocked. The video shows it's blocked with fences, tents, and metal barriers that are normally used as part of COVID measures. The videos also show smoke and flames coming from a high floor of the building, but the water failing to actually reach the fire. What adds to the tragedy is that those who died in the fire likely spent their last 3 months largely confined to that building, if not entirely. The fire really struck a chord with the public here because we've seen scenes of tragedy and suffering play out over and over again since the start of the pandemic. Countless stories of people struggling to get enough food, daily necessities, and emergency care and lockdown. 3 years into these draconian policies, frustrations are more frequently turning into public protests, which are normally rare in authoritarian China. Last week in the southern city of Guangzhou, some residents revolted during lockdown by tearing down barriers and marching through the streets. There were violent clashes at the Foxconn factory in Zhengzhou this week, but still, there's no end in sight to zero COVID. Selena Wang, CNN, Beijing.
Also around the world, Vladimir Putin's war efforts depends heavily on the support of the Russian people. On Friday, he met with those who've paid a very high price, mothers of soldiers killed in action. But some were not invited, saying the Kremlin handpicked the audience to weed out Putin's toughest critics.
My heart bleeds and my soul freezes. Dark memories cloud my mind. I cry and cry. And I hear my son saying that we will see each other one day.
Putin eager to show empathy.
I want you to know that I personally, the entire leadership of the country, we share your pain. We understand that nothing can replace the loss of a son, a child, especially for a mother.
The Russian military says it has mobilized more than 300,000 troops from September to November, but complaints have been mounting, from old rusty weapons to a lack of food and poor housing conditions, as this video uploaded to social media claims to show.
This is how we live. No command, no officers, nothing. Here you can see how guys settled, fixed up the window. We have no supply of provisions, no food. They said, survive on your own. It's up to you.
Russia doesn't regularly update its casualty figures, but it's clear many families are grieving. And the Russian president knows more mothers and wives will have to sacrifice as there is no end in sight to the war in Ukraine. And former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson teamed up with the UK's largest independent hospital provider, that is Circle Health Group, to launch an appeal for medical supplies to be sent to Ukrainian hospitals this winter. Johnson tweeted, "Hospitals across Ukraine need our support." Circle Health Group also hopes to raise money for the efforts through crowdfunding. Meanwhile, also in the UK, nurses are staging a nationwide strike for the first time in history on December 15th and the 20th. This comes after talks on NHS pay failed. In a statement, the Royal College of Nursing says nursing staff has had enough of being taken for granted, enough of low pay and unsafe staffing levels. According to the RCN, 25,000 nursing staff in the UK left the Nursing and Midwifery Council in last year. The statement concluding poor pay contributes to staff shortages. Health Minister Steve Barclay says his door remains open to their RCN. And we have more waiting for you on 4 News Now. Coming up in our Air 4 adventure, we bring the holiday cheer with a snowy and scenic ride. And the 2022 Apple Cup has kicked off. Washington is going to head-to-head against the University of Washington. We have an update from Martin Stadium coming up later in sports.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Now, are Big Macs really shrinking, or are my hands getting bigger?
Oh, easy, big guy. Look, a big Carl.
Thank goodness.
Bite into a bigger, beefier burger. The Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
Dear 2029, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota. Get 4.99% APR for up to 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Every time you use your ICCU Premier Rewards Visa card, you're earning rewards. Whether it's cash back or points, being a member of Idaho Central really pays back. Start earning points and getting cash back for your everyday purchases. It's a win-win. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe life should be rewarding.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is back in action in Cowley Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Monday on Good Morning Northwest, student loan forgiveness. Now that the president's plan has been blocked in the courts, there's been a lot of confusion. We'll explain where things stand now and how borrowers can prepare for whatever's next. That's Monday on Good Morning Northwest.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you'll find solutions in sizes from chairs to love seats to sofas to sectionals. So you'll have a well-designed family room no matter what size your family is. Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Lazy Boy. For a limited time, you can save 30% on everything in the store. Plus, you'll get 0% interest until January 2027. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
We have big news.
Really big.
Turns out the Big Mac isn't actually that big, unlike the really big Carl, which is...
How juicy.
Hey, we're live.
It's just you and me, baby.
I'm uncomfortable.
Bite into a really big burger. The Really Big Carl, only at Carl's Jr.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Cal Superstore in Airway Heights.
We are really focusing on the passes in this forecast, not only because there's going to be a lot of snow up there, but also because it is the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and a lot of people are on the roads. Maybe some people that maybe they came to the house, maybe they're headed back home after a long holiday weekend. Well, maybe you want to delay those travel plans, stay a little bit longer, because there is going to be some heavy, heavy snow, especially for folks headed over to Western Washington. Snowy and windy in the morning, even down in the valleys. Cold air is coming back into the forecast as well, and there is even more snow on the way. So up at those passes and higher elevations in the pink colors, a winter storm warning through the day on Sunday. Large portions of North Idaho and the Palouse under a winter weather advisory, so that means some decent snow accumulations. We'll have a chance for some flurries in this first initial wave of showers as we head through kind of the midnight to 1 a.m. hour, but the main body of the snow is coming with this cold front. Here you go. Here's our 2 passes, our 2 big ones, Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass, in these orange colors. And as the front comes through, as we head towards 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, that's when the snow is really, really going to be coming down. The timing is probably actually pretty good, as not too many people would be on the road by then, but the after effects will linger on as crews try to clean things up there. The front by 6 a.m. is going to be pushing into the Spokane area, so we're going to see some snow showers and snow-covered roads, at least for a little bit, although we're not expecting much accumulations, as I showed you earlier. This is by 8 a.m. That snow already starting to move off, but the Idaho Pass is really getting the bulk of the snow during that morning hour up until around lunchtime. Here's 10 a.m., by the way. LC Valley seeing a little bit of a wintry mix, unlikely to stick. And then here in the afternoon and the evening, look at this. Snow bands, both in the Coeur d'Alene Mountains and in the Cascades. One of those snow bands pops up over one of these passes, and that is a total mess all over again. So especially in the afternoon, you just got to stay updated with what's going on in road conditions. We'll be tracking that tomorrow as well and keeping you updated on air and online. So here you go. Our timing for Sunday the passes mornings, no matter where you're going, it is a no-go up in the mountains. There might be a little window to head west in the afternoon, but those snow bands are going to make things more difficult again in the evening. Headed east, morning is a no-go. A little bit better, but once again, those snow bands trying to get themselves going in the afternoon and evening hours. Stevens Pass is not going to be fun. We're talking about at least 14 inches, could get up to around 2 feet by the time this is all said and done. 8 to 10 inches on Snoqualmie, up to a foot on White Pass on Highway 12. It'll be much less snow, but still, this is a long stretch, this portion of I-90, where it's all pretty snowy. 4 to 6 inches, could even be up to 10 inches by Monday morning around Lookout Pass. As far as the metro area, an inch or 2 in Kootenai County, or at least close to it by the end of Monday, and we'll have just a little dusting around Spokane. Windy weather as well. It is going to be very gusty in the morning, so it's not going to feel like it's in the 30s. It's going to feel like the 20s. At least there'll be some sunshine to counteract that in the afternoon. Your planning forecast may have to have another weather alert day, because it looks like there's some pretty decent snowfall, decent as in quite a lot, coming in for Wednesday. I'll keep you updated on that part of the forecast tomorrow. And Tuesday morning, bundle up. It is going to be a cold, snowy week.
Thanks, Matt. Well, if you are looking for a little winter fun but don't want to head up to Mount Spokane or Silver Mountain, well, there are plenty of local spots that are perfect for sledding with the kids once we get a little bit more snow. And in this week's Air4 Adventure, we are giving you a bird's eye view of one of the most popular spots in North Spokane.
Sledding, we come every year. Holmberg Park, North Spokane. Yeah, five or six families that came out today. Tried to do it on Christmas Eve, but didn't happen for us this year. Try to be prepared. Get a little hot chocolate, stay hydrated, some donuts from Rosar's. You know, we try to make it a lot of fun so the kids remember it and want to come back every year.
For sledding, I would give it a 9 out of 10 just because it's a starter for little kids. Big kids like me, it's just like getting practice in before you go down on Mount Spokane. My goal today was to try and get some air on my jumps. Because of the slush, it was a lot harder, but I still had fun and I did get enough speed to at least get to the jumps.
A bigger hill in the back. That's the Widowmaker. That's where the older kids go.
It's definitely worth the 15-minute walk up there because you just go so fast. The momentum, it just flies you down and it's great.
This year's been a little challenging for everybody with masks and school's been a little more challenging being at home, but you know, we try to have fun. This is how we do it. It's a perfect sledding day.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
This winter, meet the heroes of performance. Only available at the Acura Season of Performance. This winter, visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
The Black Friday mattress sale is on at Sleepmore, inside More Furniture for Less.
Save up to $500 on adjustable mattress sets from Sealy and Tempur-Pedic.
Our top-of-the-line mattress brands are on sale. And right now, you can take until December 2027 to pay.
That's 2027 interest-free financing on adjustable mattress sets from Sealy and Tempur-Pedic.
Upgrade your sleep just in time for the holidays during the Black Friday mattress sale, going on now at Sleepmore.
People are stressed about money, and having a financial plan is the first step to kind of lifting that weight off your shoulders. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially. There are many different ways that Numerica gives back to the community. Financial education is one of them.
It's Christmas in November this week at all Cal locations in Airway Heights, Coeur d'Alene, and our new location in Spokane, where we are lowering prices on all four-wheel drives and lifted and loaded half-ton and three-quarter-ton trucks, as well as delaying all payments until next year.
Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase. So you can get a new reliable vehicle for winter at big savings and delayed payments, and still have money left over for Christmas.
Hello. Tuesday night, come to laugh, feel loved, and learn the secrets of one of the most loved Christmas movies.
Love Actually is...
And how did Hugh answer?
Oh, dead.
And relive the dance. Find out why it almost didn't happen and is now all across TikTok.
Genius.
The Diane Sawyer Special, Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Culligan Water.
The 2022 Apple Cup is underway. Washington State is hosting Washington at Martin Stadium in Pullman. That's where we find sports director Julian Minnesone, who has the latest on this big-time rivalry game.
An absolute packed house and crazy atmosphere here at Martin Stadium for the 2022 Apple Cup between Washington State and Washington. You got Bush right behind me going crazy right there. Both teams throwing haymakers back and forth. This game could come down to two things. Washington's offense, their passing offense, arguably ranked the best in the entire country. Washington State's defense, arguably ranked the best in the entire Pac-12. Of course, we'll have updates for you on KXLY.com after this game, and you can follow us on our social media pages throughout the game for live updates. Reporting inside Martin Stadium tonight, Julia Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
The Huskies led the Cougars 21-17 in the second quarter. Washington State is looking to win a second straight Apple Cup for the first time since 2007 and 2008. And for images and updates on the Apple Cup, visit KXLY.com for more. And the world is watching Qatar right now as soccer teams battle for the World Cup. Qatar is the first Arab and Muslim majority country to host the World Cup. Soccer fever is sweeping through the country. Qatar built 8 stadiums to host the world-famous soccer event. And there is another sport at the heart of many people in Qatar, one that dates back hundreds of years and is now has a surprising connection to a ranch near Reardon, Washington. Danny and Georgine Ergstad have more than 150 birds at their ranch. They raise them from hatchling to hunter. The couple says one of their longtime clients happens to be the royal family of Qatar.
Really liked the birds that he got from us, and he buys birds every year from us now.
Training the falcons is not easy. It takes time and dedication for months. These falcons sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars each. 4 News Now will be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a matching air conditioner with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free AC from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When your toilet's running, your drain is clogged, you've blown a fuse, or your outlet has suddenly just stopped working, your local Ace Hardware store has just what you need to take care of those overwhelming plumbing and electrical issues today. We're right around the corner with a large selection of plumbing and electrical supplies in stock. And we've got the helpful folks that'll answer all your plumbing and electrical questions. Come see us today.
The Black Friday sale is on now, this week, at the Shred Superstore on Division.
Snow, wake, skate, it's time to ride.
Get custom fit in a new pair of ski boots for the season. And check out the great selection of snowboards, like Arbor snowboards, 10% off, or Armada skis, starting at $399. And if you're looking for great Christmas gift ideas, like gloves or goggles, or a new ski or snowboard outfit, Shred's got you covered during the Black Friday sales event at Shred.
You didn't choose cat allergies. You didn't choose your hairline, hot flashes, the flu, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. You didn't choose your bad back, or this, or that. You didn't choose depression, melanoma, or lactose intolerance. But with Kaiser Permanente, you can choose your doctor who works with other best-in-class specialists to care for all that is you.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan with roadside assistance. Visit your local Toyota dealer to learn more. Reserve yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, it does look like it is going to be quite a noteworthy weather week. Of course, we have the travel issues tomorrow. I hope everybody who does get on the road stays very safe and just takes it easy. You'll get there eventually. Cold weather and then more snowy weather. I think by the time we get to Wednesday, we are going to be digging out the shovels once again. Emily says that she enjoys shoveling snow, so...
It is.
Explain yourself.
It is super satisfying. It's something that you can do and you can see all the progress you've made right away.
I will give you that. It is satisfying to see your progress.
It is. All right. Well, hopefully you're not still full from Thanksgiving because today is National Cake Day. Fun fact, cake originates from Norse culture and the dessert started off almost like a giant gingerbread cookie. That part of it seems to make sense.
Huh.
Gingerbread cookie.
Who knew?
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your week.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.